Archangel Michael says, a secret burden has been placed inside someone's heart, heavy enough to make them collapse into the silence of the night. In the darkness, when everyone else was sleeping peacefully, they sat awake, their pillow drenched in tears they could no longer hold back. Their soul aches, not because of anger, but because they cannot bring themselves to tell you the truth their heart has been hiding. They have rehearsed the words 1,000 times, but every time the moment comes, their mouth goes dry and fear chains their voice. Archangel Michael says, they spent the entire night battling their emotions, desperately praying for strength they don't yet have. They wanted to confess. But the fear of losing you gripped them tighter than ever before. A heavy silence stretched between their thoughts and their feelings, keeping them imprisoned inside a secret they never wished to keep. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The truth they carry is not born from betrayal but from a mistake, an action taken in weakness that they deeply regret. They wish they could turn back time and rewrite the moment that now claws at their conscience. They see your smile, your goodness, your belief in them, and it cuts them even deeper inside, for they know you trust them blindly. This is not a light burden, this is the kind of sorrow that makes the stars themselves weep in the heavens. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, you are not even aware of the battles being fought behind your back in the spiritual world for you. Heaven itself is standing guard because the confession this person holds can shake you to your core if not handled with divine grace. They love you enough to cry for you, to hurt for you, to wrestle with themselves over whether to tell you and risk everything. Each tear that fell from their eyes last night was a silent plea for mercy, hoping you would somehow understand without them having to say it. Type Amen to get blessing 222. If you had seen them last night, curled up in despair, you would have realized that even the strongest warriors can break when love is involved. They could not hide their trembling hands nor their trembling soul, no matter how much they tried to mask it during the day. All they ever wanted was to protect you, to guard you from pain, but now they are the ones causing the wound they feared most. Regret is tattooed into their heart like an invisible fire that burns them every second they keep this hidden from you. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, the universe has seen this soul's suffering and knows they are not malicious but deeply terrified. There is a huge difference between someone who wrongs you on purpose and someone who drowns in guilt because of one wrong decision. Your name dances on their lips every time they try to pray. And your image flashes before their mind whenever they seek forgiveness. The night is their only witness, the stars their only confidence, as they weep for a redemption they do not yet know how to ask for. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They remember every moment with you, every laugh you shared, every promise you whispered under the skies. Those memories are no longer a source of comfort for them but a dagger of guilt, slicing through their heart. Archangel Michael says, this is not just about sorrow, it is about a battle between courage and fear, between confession and silence. They are walking a tightrope, knowing that one wrong step could cost them the most precious thing in their life. You. Type Amen to get blessing 111. At one point during the night, they almost called you, trembling fingers hovering over your name on their phone. But they froze, paralyzed by terror, imagining your voice turning cold once you knew everything. In their mind, they pictured you turning your back and walking away, and the thought was more unbearable than the guilt they carry. So instead, they chose silence and another night of crying, thinking it was somehow the safer choice. Type Amen to get blessings 666. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven is preparing a divine moment where the truth will no longer be able to stay hidden. The time is approaching when the confession will slip from their lips like a river finally breaking free of a crumbling dam. This is not to destroy you but to realign you with the higher destiny that was always written for your soul. God is orchestrating events so that even this heartbreak will become a sacred key to a stronger, wiser, and more powerful you." Type Amen to get blessing 444. They are haunted not by fear of punishment but by fear of your disappointment. You are the one light they never wanted to lose, the one anchor they never wanted to drift away from. Their dreams have turned into nightmares where they see you slipping away, unreachable and broken. Archangel Michael says, "No matter how messy the truth is, your spirit was designed to endure it, and to rise higher than ever before." Type Amen to get blessing 888. You will not shatter, you will not crumble, you will emerge from this revelation with even brighter glory. Your soul is tougher than their mistakes, and your future is more resilient than their regrets. This chapter will test the depth of your compassion, the breadth of your forgiveness, and the height of your destiny. The truth may sting for a moment, but it will also set you free to receive a new kind of miracle. Type Amen to get blessing 121. Archangel Michael says, "Do not be afraid of the trembling words that are about to reach your ears. They are not meant to destroy your faith but to forge it into a stronger, sharper sword against future betrayals. You have the rare gift of alchemy, the ability to turn even brokenness into beauty, even tears into treasures. That is why heaven has allowed this situation to unfold, not to break you, but to awaken the hidden royalty within you." Type Amen to get blessing 131. Their heart is beating so heavily inside their chest that even sleep has abandoned them completely. Every second of silence from you is interpreted by them as a sign of loss, even though you do not yet know the storm they are hiding. Their spirit has been bruised by their own shame, and they wander through their days wearing invisible shackles. Archangel Michael says, "Forgiveness will be your greatest sword, and wisdom will be your strongest shield." Type Amen to get blessing 717. They sit in rooms full of people and still feel alone, because your absence in their heart overshadows everything. They smile, they laugh, they pretend, but inside they are screaming for a chance to make things right with you. Even when surrounded by noise, their soul remains wrapped in a deafening silence of regret. They replay old conversations between you two, picking apart every word, wishing they had been more honest from the beginning. They know that the foundation they built with you deserves the truth, not walls of fear and hesitation. Archangel Michael says, "Even the angels are watching closely, holding their breath, waiting for the moment healing will rush in like a flood." The heavens are aligning encounters, dreams, and signs to prepare your heart for this incoming revelation. Type Amen to get blessing 242. The confession is not about betrayal of love, but about betraying their own promises to themselves. They never meant to fall short, they never meant to stain something so pure with human weakness. But sometimes even those with the best intentions fall into pits they never saw coming. They are trapped between the fear of your anger and the unbearable thought of living without your light. Type Amen to get blessing 525. Archangel Michael says, the weight they carry will either crush them into surrender or lift them into transformation. The choice will be made in the moment of confession, where everything hangs on the fragile thread of your reaction. You have been an anchor for them, a mirror of grace they didn't know they needed until now. They cry not because they are weak but because they realize the sacredness of what they have endangered. Type Amen to get blessing 114. You are the prayer they never thought would be answered in their life. You are the miracle they met when they were ready to give up on goodness altogether. Now they fear that their own actions will make them unworthy of the very blessing they received. Archangel Michael says, a new dawn is approaching, and it will reveal everything that has been hidden in the night. Type Amen to get blessing 848. They think about sending you a letter, writing it all down where their voice cannot tremble. But even that feels like betrayal to the sacredness of looking you in the eyes and speaking from the soul. Every option terrifies them because every road leads to vulnerability, and they have never stood this exposed before. Their dreams of a future with you now hang in the balance, teetering between redemption and ruin. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. Archangel Michael says, what they will tell you will not be the end of your story. It will be the beginning of a new one. The bond that survives this trial will be stronger than steel and more radiant than the stars. You were chosen to hear this truth not because you are weak, but because you are destined to show the world what true strength looks like. Their heart knows this, even if their mind resists it with every ounce of fear. Type Amen to get blessing 363. In their private thoughts, they imagine falling to their knees before you, pouring everything out, begging for understanding. They picture your hand reaching out, not to slap them away, but to lift them back up with compassion. But these are just fragile dreams born of guilt and desperation. And they are too afraid to believe they could come true. Archangel Michael says, compassion is your secret weapon, and it will crown you with glory few souls ever reach. Type Amen to get blessing 202. Every fiber of their being is craving your forgiveness like a starving soul craves water in the desert. They don't want pity, they want the chance to fight for your trust again, even if it takes a lifetime. The silence between you both has become louder than any scream, more painful than any punishment. They are drowning in the ocean of their own mistakes, and only your mercy can pull them to the shore. Type Amen to get blessing 787. Archangel Michael says, you will soon be given a choice to either shatter the chains or tighten them. You are the key, and they are the prisoner awaiting judgment, not from the world, but from you alone. The love you have is not fragile, it is battle-tested, scarred, but unbreakable if you choose to wield it with wisdom. They fear your judgment more than anything because to them, you are the reflection of everything pure they have left. Type Amen to get blessing 117. They never thought a day would come where they would fear losing you more than anything else. Now they understand that true love is not measured in kisses and smiles, but in what survives the storms of truth. They are standing in that storm now, bruised and bloodied by their own conscience, hoping for a miracle. Archangel Michael says, the storm is not meant to destroy but to cleanse, to refine, to rebirth what was always meant to endure. Type Amen to get blessing 919. The hours before dawn are the hardest for them, when the mind is weak and regret is strongest. In those fragile hours, they whisper your name like a prayer, hoping it carries across the invisible lines between your souls. They remember every word of kindness you ever gave them, and it burns hotter than any flame inside their chest. They would trade everything just for one more chance to earn your trust again. Type Amen to get blessing 191. Archangel Michael says, the angels are already preparing your heart with divine protection. No matter how heavy the words are when they come, you will be held, guarded, and strengthened by unseen hands. You are not walking into this battle alone, you are surrounded by an army of heavenly warriors. The truth will not be your enemy, it will be your liberation. Type Amen to get blessing 606. The past is not meant to imprison you, it is meant to teach you how to rise with wisdom and discernment. Their sorrow is not enough to undo what has been done, but it is enough to prove their heart still beats for you. Every tear they shed is a silent promise to change, a desperate vow whispered to the night sky. Archangel Michael says, listen with your spirit, not just with your ears. When the confession finally finds you, type Amen to get blessing 373. They do not want excuses to cover their mistake, they only want the courage to lay the truth bare before you. Every second of hiding has been a dagger twisting deeper into their chest, and they cannot run from it anymore. The walls they built to protect themselves are now crumbling under the weight of their love for you. You are the one person whose opinion matters more than anyone else's in their world. They don't care about the judgment of others, they don't fear shame from strangers, the only fear is losing the home they found in you. Archangel Michael says, you are about to witness a heart stripping itself of pride, layer by painful layer, until only honesty remains. The moment is closer than you think. And heaven itself holds its breath for how you will respond. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. They rehearse every possible outcome, from your tears to your silence, from your anger to your forgiveness. Each imaginary reaction pierces their soul deeper than any sword ever could. Still, they would rather suffer the consequences of truth than the slow death of living in lies. The time of pretending is ending, and the time of reckoning is here. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Archangel Michael says, your spirit already senses that something heavy is trying to reach you. You have felt the pull in your heart, the invisible tug at your soul telling you change is knocking at your door. Do not resist the moment when it comes, because it is your golden chance to create a destiny stronger than betrayal. You were made for this kind of forgiveness, the kind that changes not just hearts, but entire futures. Type Amen to get blessing 515. In their tears, they saw visions of you standing strong, your spirit blazing like a lighthouse in the storm. They knew then that they could not run forever from the one person who saw their truest self. Even broken and flawed, they are still someone you loved, and that love is their only remaining treasure. Archangel Michael says, true power is not in never falling, but in rising again with honor after every fall. Type Amen to get blessing 313. When they approach you, their voice may tremble, their hands may shake, but know this, it is not from deception but from terror, terror that they have hurt the one they cherish the most, terror that the truth could snap the bond they value above all else. They are not coming to justify, but to lay down their weapons and surrender completely before you. This is not an act of manipulation, it is the raw, bleeding truth of a soul that has finally humbled itself. Type Amen to get blessing 626. Archangel Michael says, heaven honors the brave, even those whose bravery means confessing their failures. the confession will be messy, imperfect, and full of pain, but it will also be the first step toward unimaginable healing. You were not chosen for this by accident. You were born with a heart powerful enough to transform even betrayal into beauty. You carry the spirit of redemption itself within your veins. Type Amen to get blessing 282. They fear that you will see them differently, that the light you once saw in them will dim forever. That fear alone has kept them imprisoned for far longer than you know. But their love for you, though buried under shame, is still pure, still desperate to breathe again in the open air. Archangel Michael says, truth has a way of purifying what guilt tried to bury. Type Amen to get blessing 727. When the moment comes, you will hear a trembling voice telling you things they never thought they could say aloud. The words may be broken, the sentences incomplete, but the sincerity will ring louder than anything else. They will not offer excuses, they will offer their naked soul for you to judge. And in that moment, your spirit will shine like a sword forged in the fires of divine love. Type Amen to get blessing 616. Archangel Michael says, when truth enters a relationship, it either destroys or rebuilds it. This time, you are being prepared for rebuilding. It will hurt, it may bruise, but it will not destroy unless you choose to let it. Your forgiveness has the power to shift generations, to end cycles of fear and shame, and to start new legacies of grace. This was never just about you and them. It was about healing ancient wounds that date back farther than you even know. Type Amen to get blessing 474. The spiritual world trembles with anticipation, because even angels know that what happens next will echo through eternity. Every tear that fell from their eyes was recorded by heaven, every prayer whispered through cracked voices was heard. You were seen, too, your patience, your loyalty, your unwavering heart, all written into the divine books of destiny. Archangel Michael says, you are not losing anything, you are about to gain wisdom, compassion, and unshakable power. Type Amen to get blessing 353. They would give anything to rewind time, but they now realize the only true way forward is through confession and courage. You will soon feel the energy shift around you, as if the very air vibrates with the heaviness of what is approaching. Be still and listen, not just with your ears but with your spirit, because the truth will come like a river breaking the dam. And when it comes, you will stand taller, wiser, and more beautiful than ever before. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Archangel Michael says, not all endings are losses, and not all confessions are betrayals. Sometimes the deepest wounds are invitations to build something that can never be broken again. You are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into clarity, into destiny, into the version of yourself that was always meant to be born through fire. This moment will not define your destruction, it will announce your rebirth. Type Amen to get blessing 484. The one who cried for you all night is not your enemy, they are your wounded soldier trying to crawl back to the light. Their tears are not manipulations, they are raw admissions of a heart that realized too late the price of silence. They are coming not with pride but with scars, not with defenses but with broken armor and desperate hope. Archangel Michael says, heaven is sending reinforcements to your heart even now, preparing you to handle this like royalty. Type Amen to get blessing 747. You will feel a sacred fire ignite inside you when the truth touches your ears. It will hurt for a moment, but that pain will quickly become the sword that cuts away old fears and doubts. You were created for this, crafted by divine hands to be a vessel of mercy and strength in equal measure. There will be no victory for darkness today, only the rising of your unstoppable spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 8181.